Well, welcome to the Monday Money Tip Podcast presented by Fully Funded Life. My name is Joe Sengel, and we strive to help you make wise money decisions so that you can live a fully funded life. I'm joined today on this Monday by Megan Hibbard, my co-host. Are you fired up today?
Fired up. Happy
Yes.
Monday.
Come on. Today we're talking about something very exciting. Very exciting.
Hold on to your seat.
This is it. Very exciting. Hey, listen, I'm just going to tell you right now. If you're driving, you might want to pull over because you might fall asleep the moment she lists the topic. But it's wildly important. So we're going to try to liven it up so you don't fall asleep while driving. Megan, tell everybody what we're going to talk about
Yes.
today.
So today we are talking about retirement reality. Are you prepared? Raising retirement age.
Yes. She just said something really important. They're talking about raising the retirement age of Social Security. Get fired up. Anyhow, this is really important. Are you prepared for retirement? And are you wholly reliant upon Social Security? Because they are talking right now about making adjustments that are going to affect all of us. Now, I want to reference an article that was produced by the Honorable Stephen C. Goss.
Well,
Stephen C. Goss.
Stephen.
He did a Social Security Bulletin, Volume 70, Number 3, 2010. The title of the article is The Future Financial Status of the Social Security Program. Now, there are some key statements. This is the key statement on the top of this 15-page report, which we're going to read in its entirety at the end of this.
We're not.
We're not. So it says, the concepts of solvency, sustainability, and budget impact are common in discussions of Social Security, but they are not well understood. Currently, the Social Security Board of Trustees projects program costs to rise by 2035 so that taxes will be enough to pay for only 75% of scheduled benefits. That means you will only get 75% of what they promised you.
That's terrible.
This increase in cost results from a population aging, not because we're living longer, but because birth rates drop from 3 to 2 children per woman. Importantly, this shortfall is basically stable after 2035. Adjustments to taxes or benefits that offset the effects of the lower birth weight may restore solvency for the Social Security program on a sustainable basis for the foreseeable future. Finally, as Treasury debt securities, which are trust fund assets, are redeemed in the future, they will just be replaced with public debt. If trust fund assets are exhausted without reform, benefits will necessarily be lowered with no effect on budget deficits. So this is something really important. So I want to feature some items, and then I want to get Megan Hibbard's hot take on it. Here's the first take. Payable in full. It says, as a result of changes to Social Security that were enacted in 1983, last time that major change was made by Ronald Reagan's administration, 1983. Where were you in 1983?
Not born.
Not born. There we go. That is what moved the retirement age from 65 slowly but surely to 67. It started like bumping. So anybody born after January 1, 1960, it's 67 as full retirement age. They took 2 years away to where you could not receive benefits. You should be mad about that.
Yeah.
And now they're talking about moving it to like 69. So they're now saying benefits are now expected to be payable in full on a timely basis until 2037. Will you be retired in 2037, you think?
Probably not.
When the trust fund reserves are projected to become exhausted. What do you think about that? Let's get your hot take on the fact that the trust fund reserves are going to become exhausted, like a muffler on a car, fully exhausted.
Yeah, that's not great. I'm going to be honest. Doesn't give me warm fuzzies inside. Doesn't make me happy.
So every time that you receive compensation for this hard work you're doing,
They
like
take
the
money
podcast,
out.
Social Security takes money, and as the employer, we match that. 6.2% of your pay goes to Social Security. The employer puts another 6.2 that you could take home, but they take that too. It's 12.4% of your pay going to Social Security. 12.4%.
And then I'm not even going to get it.
And many people are not even contributing 3% to the retirement. If they could have that 12.4%, get fired up.
Yeah.
Do you think they would have exhausted assets? So this is where I go to the statement, uh-oh. That's what I would say. So it says, At the point where the reserves are used up, continuing taxes are expected to be enough to pay 76% of scheduled benefits. So this is a big deal. So they're saying these word necessary changes. So if you're hearing from the trustees, these people may be in politics, but they are apolitical in producing reports. I read their reports from time to time on the Congressional Budget Office website. Solves insomnia, like that. Just amazing, effective. But they're saying necessary changes. So if you hear the words that all the money that's in the fund right now is going to be gone, and that what they're collecting from paychecks is only enough to pay 75% of benefits, does that make you say, uh-oh? Do you agree with the statement, uh-oh?
Yeah, other words too.
Oh,
but
let's hear those other words.
It's frustrating because I'm like, why? I don't want to keep paying if I'm not going to get it. Like if it's not.
No, I want to hear the other words. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll let people comment what their other words are. But does it make you think there should be necessary changes?
Yes.
Yeah. What changes do you think they should make?
Well, they should change it so that we get the money that they promised us.
Oh, there we go.
What a concept! Doing something that
concept.
you promised.
So there are proposed changes. Do you want to read the proposed changes?
Sure.
Okay, you can read the proposed changes.
All right. Proposed changes. The Social Security Board of Trustees project that changes.
Project.
Oh, sorry. Project. Oh.
She's got her binos out.
That change is equivalent to immediate reduction in benefits of about 13% or an immediate increase in the combined payroll tax rate from 12.4% to 14.4%, or some combination of these changes would be sufficient to allow full payment of scheduled benefits for the next 75 years. So they're going to take more money.
They're wanting to take more money. Is that a shocker? Listen, anybody right now, comment right now. Are you shocked that the solution is to take more money? Anybody shocked? Okay. So, color me shocked. That's a proposed change. They're going to have to make the change. They're going to have to make the change. In fact, the next statement that I want to say from this report is there is known insolvency. So insolvency means not enough money to pay obligations. Yeah. If a company is insolvent, they go bankrupt. If a household is insolvent, they declare bankruptcy. That's the same thing here. So the statement is, since the last major amendments to the Social Security program were enacted in 1983, the annual reports have presented a succession of developments in the actual experience of the economy and the program benefits that show a need for more change to address the future challenges we face. The 1983 Trustees Report indicated that the Social Security program was put into an actuarial balance for the 75-year long-range projection period.
Balance.
This meant that under the immediate assumptions used in that report, representing the trustees' best estimate of future experience at that time, program financing was expected to be sufficient to pay scheduled benefits in full through 2057.
So what happened?
Oh, good question. However, that report also indicated that well before 2057, program costs would rise above the annual tax income to the program, requiring redemption of trust fund reserves to pay full benefits. The report also showed that these reserves would be approaching exhaustion in 2057, so that full scheduled benefits would not be payable starting shortly thereafter without further change of the program. Thus, even at the enactment of the 1983 amendments to the Social Security Act, it was known that further changes would be needed.
Why didn't they just make
the
it what it
continued
needed to be?
projections in the annual report since 1983 have borne out of this projection and have resulted in extensive consideration of options. So really it's saying they did fix it. They did a lot of, not paying a big giant portion of the population benefits for 2 extra years saves them a ton of money. Mm-hmm. However, it really leads to this big giant question that everybody right now listening to the podcast, watching the podcast has. That big giant question is what?
Will I get my benefits?
Will I get them? Will I get them? So it says when individuals look at the financial status of the program, they often ask, will I get my benefits?
Valid question.
Assuming no future change of law, this question can be answered directly by focusing on the solvency of the trust funds. Solvency for the program is defined as the ability of the trust funds at any point in time to pay the full scheduled benefits in the law on a timely basis. So you're going to get your benefits. They will make adjustments. I've said it often, kind of humorously, but not, that the older you get, the more a prison sentence of life in prison has less of a deterrent effect.
Gosh.
And if you take away old people's, like my dad is 86, getting ready to be 86, if you take away his Social Security, I promise you right now, he ain't going to be happy, and he's going to have a whole bunch of his 80-something old friends showing up, boom, 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 say demanding some change. So they're going to address it. Probably going to tax us more.
Yeah.
Probably going to move the age up a little more. But there is a very important statement, and it says this: they are unable to borrow more money. Isn't that awesome? So unlike the rest of federal government options, it says in the report, these three trust fund programs, the old age and survivors insurance, the disability insurance, and hospital insurance trust funds of the Medicare program, do not have the ability to borrow in order to continue paying benefits when the dedicated taxes and trust fund reserves are not sufficient. Which means, well, not in a direct manner will we go into debt over this. So it's going to end up becoming a collection of revenue somehow.
Yeah.
Taxes, or, well, it's going to be an increase in age, so you can't collect. But I just wanted to finish by just sharing with everybody, there's stuff you can do to have this have far less impact on your life. So what can you do? Number one,
Avoid having a pity party.
avoid that pity party. I mean, right now, I could hear you were getting ready to start a pity party.
It was about to happen.
Yeah.
We were partying.
I mean, you did your part. It says that women are averaging 2 children versus 3, but you got 3. My family has 3.
You're welcome.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, should it be that women who had 3 or more children get full benefits?
Yes.
I don't know. That seems weird. I'll let you guys deal with that. But avoid the pity party. But number 2, operate with little to no consumer debt. If you have no debt, the amount of money you need to prosper and live a fully funded life in retirement is far less. And the less thing that we would say is what?
Yep. Arrive at retirement debt free.
That's right. Operate your life up to retirement with little to no debt, and make sure you show up at retirement with no debt, including your housing situation. If you do that, there's a great likelihood that your Social Security payments, the amount that you get, whether it's 75%, 87%, or 100% of scheduled benefits, the amount you receive, well, it will just be bonus money that you can go play with because you showed up and took care of business on your own. So, hey, this is very important. You know, we want to help you with right now relevant stuff. They're talking about it right now. How can you address it? The 4th thing that you can do, write your senator, write your House of Representatives member, and tell them to get this fixed earlier rather than later. The sooner it is, the less the tax rate will need to increase, the less they'll have to increase the retirement age. So, hey, make sure you write your senator, write your representative, make sure that you write the president and the vice president. I will. I hope you'll join me. Thanks so much for joining us this week for the Money Tip. We'll join you next week with another right now relevant episode to help you progress in your money journey to live your fully funded life. Hey everybody, Joe Sangl here. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hey, I encourage you to click the links that are provided to watch a lot of more helpful content that'll help you live your fully funded life. Thanks for being a part of our community.